Dinah Sheridan was an English actress with a career spanning 7 decades. She was best known for the films Genevieve and The Railway Children, the long-running BBC comedy series Don't Wait Up, and for her distinguished theatre career in the West End. Early life and career: Sheridan was born Dinah née Diada Ginsburg in Hampstead Garden suburb to Charlotte Lisa and James Ginsburg. Her father was born in Osaka, Japan, to a Jewish father of Russian descent. Her mother was born in Kew, Surrey, to parents of German descent. Her parents were photographers commissioned as Studio Lisa by the Queen Mother and her daughter, Elizabeth II, to photograph the royal family and such events as royal pantomimes. She was educated at Shroud School in Welwyn Garden City, Hertfordshire, and the Italia Conti Stage School. In 1932, at age 11, she debuted professionally in Where the Rainbow Ends at the Holborn Empire. She changed her name to Dinah Sheridan, which she selected from a phone book, to play Wendy, at the age of 14, in a long-running theatrical production of Peter Pan starring Jean Forbes Robertson. Dinah became the first actress to play both Peter Pan and Wendy, touring between 1934–36 and taking the show to Stratford-upon-Avon. Her parents changed their surname to Sheridan at the same time. Her first feature film was Give My Heart. Other early films included Further Steps Out and her first starring role the following year in Irish and Proud of It. Stage appearances included Terence Rattigan's French Without Tears, J.B. Priestley's When We Are Married and The Golden Grain. One of television's pioneers, Sheridan was one of the first actresses to appear on television in 1936 when the medium was in its infancy, and was interviewed on the BBC TV magazine programme Picture Page. The BBC had commenced the world's first regular scheduled service that year from Alexandra Palace. Dinah's acting credits included appearing with Robert Helpman in The Maker of Dreams, and in Gallows Glorious, the first ever 3-act play on television. Films: she postponed her film career to serve for 2 years as an ambulance driver at the start of World War II. At Welwyn Garden City, where she participated in repertory theatre. After marrying Jimmy Hanley in 1942, she appeared in several films with him. Notable films in the 1940s Salute John Citizen, Get Cracking, Murder in Reverse, For You Alone, and the lead roles in The Hills of Donegal and The Story of Shirley York. She played Jane Huggett in The Hug Eats Abroad and appeared as Steve Temple in 2 Paul Temple films, Calling Paul Temple and Paul Temple's Triumph. She received wider recognition for her acting in 1951 as the Game Wadena unregistered trademark wife in a film about African wildlife, Where No Vultures Fly. The film was notable for being largely shot on location in Africa. Although a fictional story, it was inspired by the events and life of Mervyn Cowie, who had recently fought to establish the national parks of Kenya. Given a royal premiere, it became one of the UK box office hits of the year and won the National Board of Review Award for Foreign Film of the Year. Dinah followed this with playing the second female lead in the acclaimed The Sound Barrier, directed by David Lean. The film was a popular and critical success, winning many awards including 3 BAFTAs, an Academy Award, a New York Critics Circle Award and 4 National Board of Review Awards. In interviews, Dinah spoke of how she was very happy to take a supporting role to Anne Todd in order to be directed by Lean. Sheridan then starred opposite Dirk Bogarde in Appointment in London and had a featured role as Grace Marston in The Story of Gilbert and Sullivan, which was made as part of the coronation celebrations of 1953. She was Britain's top female box office star of 1953, according to the Motion Picture Herald's poll of film exhibitors. This issued a ranking of the top 10 British box office stars each year. One of her enduringly popular roles was as Wendy McKim in the comedy Genevieve, where her comic instinct and control were precise and stylish. The film won a BAFTA, a Golden Globe and a National Board of Review Award. Her other most memorable screen role was as Mrs. Waterbury, the mother of the railway children in the famous film The Railway Children. She made only one more cinema film after The Railway Children, The Mirror Crack Hut, which starred Elizabeth Taylor and Rock Hudson, with Angela Lansbury as Miss Marple. That role was an atmospheric cameo appearance with Anthony Steele and Nigel Stock in the film Within a Film Murder at Midnight. Return to the stage: Dinah Sheridan's second husband, film executive John Davis, whom she married in 1954, insisted that she quit acting and stay at home with her children. After their 1965 divorce, she resumed her career appearing in Margaret Williams' comedy Lita unregistered trademark S All Go Down the Strand. Lita unregistered trademark S All Go Down the Strand began a prolonged period of success in London's West End, with Sheridan appearing in both comedic and dramatic roles for the next 25 years. She starred in Ronald Gow's A Boston Story, Ira Wallach's Out of the Question, and in the title role of Ray Cooney's Move Over Mrs. Markham. She played the Countess of Chell in Waterhouse and Hall's The Card, and starred in Francis Durbridge's The Gentle Hook, Samuel Taylor and Cornelia Otis Skinner's The Pleasure of His Company, Agatha Christie's A Murder Is Announced, William Douglas Holmes in The Red and Noel Coward's Present Laughter. The latter production was recorded and transmitted on BBC television. During 1978-79, Dinah starred opposite John Gielgud in Half-Life, which toured the UK, before they both took the play to Toronto, Canada. Other theatre credits included Robert's Wife, Softly, Goldfish Mating, Touch of Purple, Don Taylor's Out on the Lawn, Noel Coward's Star Quality, George Bernard Shaw's The Apple Cart, and William Douglas Holmes' The Kingfisher. Dinah participated in A Talent to Amuse a gala evening production at the Phoenix Theatre, London, on December 16, 1969, which celebrated Noel Coward's 70th birthday. Sheridan and John Merivale were friends of Coward. Many stars appeared in the production, including John Gielgud, Anna Neagle, Richard Attenborough, Joyce Grenfell and Danny LaRue. Television. Having made television history by appearing in the first major TV play and being the first actor interviewee in the 1930s, Dinah worked extensively in the medium later in her career. Roles included guest appearances in popular series of the time including Armchair Theatre, Seasons of the Year, Zodiac, Crown Court and Marked Personal, Village Hall, Sykes, and The Swish of the Curtain. Sheridan featured in several major television plays, most notably Oscar Wilde's An Ideal Husband and John Galsworthy's Loyalties. Both were produced by Cedric Messina and directed by Rudolph Cartier. In 1983 she made a guest appearance in the BBC science fiction television series Doctor Who as the Time Lady Chancellor Flavia in the 20th anniversary special, The Five Doctors. She co-starred with long-standing friend and colleague Tony Britton and Nigel Havers in British sitcom, Don't Wait Up, which had audiences of over 15 million. She was a regular in the ITV series The Winning Streak and Just Us, and the BBC comedy series All Night Long. She made a memorable guest appearance as Dottie Mayhew in BBC TV's Lovejoy special The Prague Sun, which also featured Donald Pleasance and Peter Vaughan. Her last role was in 1999 as Kathleen Gilmore in the Jonathan Creek television episode Miracle in Crooked Lane. When Sheridan was the subject of the UK TV show This Is Your Life in 1979, guests in the studio included John Gielgud, Evelyn Leigh, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., Betty Marsden and Charles Hawtrey, and filmed tributes from Dirk Bogarde and Tony Britton. Sheridan died peacefully at her home in Northwood, London, on November 25, 2012, aged 92. Private life. Sheridan married 4 times, first to actor Jimmy Onley, with whom she had 3 children, then to business executive John Davis, then to actor John Merivale and finally to Aubrey Izzen. During her marriage to Aubrey Izzen, the couple lived in Palm Desert, California, returning to the UK in 2007. Her son Jeremy Hanley became an accountant, Conservative Party chairman and government minister under John Major's administration. Her daughter Jenny Hanley became an actress and a co-presenter of the British television series Magpie. Another daughter died in infancy. Throughout her life she remained close friends and correspondent with several former co-stars, particularly Dame Gladys Cooper, Sir John Gielgud, Douglas Fairbanks Jr. and Sir Dirk Bogarde. Cooper was the stepmother of actor John Merivale, Dinah's longtime partner and later husband. For many years John Merivale required kidney dialysis, which Dinah learned to perform at home. Filmography. References. Further reading, Sheridan, Lisa. From Cabbages to Kings, The Autobiography of Lisa Sheridan. Odhams Press. A scene, B00563020G. External links, Dinah Sheridan at the Internet Movie Database. Dinah Sheridan recalls her appearance on This Is Your Life.